welcome to another video. And today I just want to rant a little bit about, what we should expect from Line 6 this year. I don't have any inside information, I don't have anybody on the inside, but like it's been the last couple of years, Line 6 around this time this year, every year will come up with an amazing update and they'll, kind of smoke all the competition. Basically, that's what they do every year. Either it be a new feature. The last few updates, we've seen amazing addition. Few updates ago, a few years, about 2, 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago, there was oversampling, which made the helix sound even better. If you don't know what oversampling is, I will leave other video links in the description that will explain that. Basically, it's doubling the amount of sampling rates in the digital conversion from your analog input and all that good stuff. Basically, endpoint, your gear and your rig will sound way better with oversampling, which is what Line 6 did, and which is why people like me still love Line 6 and everything that they do within that ecosystem. I use both the HX stomp, the HX effect. I did sell my floor unit, which kind of rattled a few people, but it doesn't mean I left Line 6 environment. I never did. I don't think I will ever leave it. And the tool that I utilize the most right now is the Helix Native, which is the plugin, and it's amazing. It's great. It works. It's a good, easy workflow. I have my presets that I can move across all these hardware units, which is perfect. So, focusing on the topic of today, what to expect from this year's update. It's been an amazing year for gears. We've seen new gears from Tonex, IK Multimedia. We've seen from Kemper. We've seen from Fractal. We've seen updates on Fractal effects. I'm not in that ecosystem, so I don't really know much going on. But then I have a few groups that I see what they talk about. This year, I think it's one of the crucial year for Line 6 in terms of an update. I believe they need to actually shake the market. I mean, they have always done that with previous updates, talking about new reverbs, new original amps. I think about 2 updates ago we had Princeton added, which is a US Princess. So they always come up with something amazing, and I think this year will not be an exception. And most importantly, it's actually really competitive years with other release from other companies. In the groups, I've seen people talk about adding captures. I feel like the floor unit has what it takes. When we talk about the units, I'll pull up a picture here of what the rear end of the unit looks like. You have a microphone in, you have other line inputs, you have about 4, even or more effects loop. So it has what it takes, and under the hood, the Helix floor packs a punch of power. So I will not be surprised if Line 6 could actually add capture. Not like it's really useful to me, and this is coming from someone that actually owns the Tonex. I love the fact that people capture amps, and I think I made a video about this a while ago about what amp capture really is. I mean, not a lot of people have the tooling and what is required to actually capture. I've been experimenting with the Tonex capture rig. I even have the Tonex capture reamp box thing, which is an amazing tool, and not a lot of people have all this tooling. You need an attenuator, you need mics, you have to understand what mic placement means, how to properly capture that tone. Not a lot of people have what it takes to actually capture a good tone, except you're some tone junkie, like I said in my last video. So adding that feature to the Helix will not just it will probably be underutilized because the amp in the Helix is already really great. Like, they sound good. And with the new cab modeling engine, which means you can move your microphones around, adjust the distance, have dual cabs. What else could you ask for? I like the fact that you can actually capture your overdrives and stuff, but really, the overdrive in the Helix are amazing. And I've been using these for over 5 years now, and I can tell you, I can barely tell the difference. Having a hybrid system is still an option, and it's still a good option. I have a hybrid setup. I still have my overdrive pedals, analog pedals, but saying you need to capture or that's the next big thing is not really something that I will subscribe to because it's not scientific in nature, and you can probably not, you cannot differentiate if I do an A and B right now, and I trick you guys into a captured and a model amp. It basically does the same. I might be thrown inside water for saying this, but to be honest, amp modeling is just someone that's done the capture for you, because that's exactly what they're doing. They're recreating the digital capture of that amp. They have done it themselves. So if you have a pedal unit like the Q, the quad cortez, or you have the head rush or the camper that captures these amps for you, they're just giving you that power to do it yourself. Kind of a Windows and a Mac thing. Windows gives you that power to do anything you want with your system. Mac has a closed ecosystem. We've done it for you in the best way you possibly can. And that's still the same scenario when it comes to my Universal Audio versus the Capture X. The Universal Audio already has its own stuff in there for you. Like, these are professionals. They know what they have done, and they've done it well. And we're like, you will never need more than this in the real world sense of it. But here is new options. If you want to do better, here are the tools for you to do better. And that's what Capture X did with the amp attenuation market. So I feel like in most scenarios and in most cases, having that power to capture more just gives you this option paralysis, and you actually don't. In the Helix, I actually use only 3 amps in the Helix, in the Line 6 Helix. And how many amps can you actually capture? And I've been seeing a lot of people in the Tonex community with tons and tons of amp captures and all this good stuff. But the question is, how many of those are you actually using? Let me know in the comment section. If you're actually using more than 3 amps, I want to know why and why you have those options. Because in my case, I use the Princeton, I use a Marshall head, and I use a Fender Dulux. Those are the 3 amps that I will use in any scenario. Whether I'm using a Quad Cortex, I'm using a Helix, or I'm using a Tonex. In that scenario, those are all the 3 amps. And maybe sometimes I'll throw in a Solano amp if I don't want to use a Marshall type tone. And that's what it is. So what would I like to see this year? So, and a new amp would not be the thing for me. If it's a thing for you, if you like to see a new amp capture in the Line 6 Helix, let me know in the comment section. But for me, I don't think I'm looking forward to an amp capture feature or a new amp again. What I would like to see, I would like to see 3 things. Number one, I would like to see more reverbs. I just made a purchase this week. It's actually going to come in next week. I just got this Strymon Big Sky, the newest version. I think it's MX or HX. I don't know what the naming sequence is, but I would like to have more reverbs on the HX Stomp. I was actually going to have 2 HX Stomp on my board instead of getting the Strymon, but then the Strymon actually has a lot of more reverbs, algorithms, and the dual reverb setup and all that hold button just works perfectly for me. So I would like to see more reverbs. Number 2, I would like to see more delay options. It already has a lot of delay. I know, but I just feel like there's still, for example, I have the D1, and the D1 has a few tricks under it too. I'm talking about the Warriors D1 version 2, and I feel the Helix can actually do way better than that and put new delay algorithms in, because those are the 2 things that I wish they would put in this new update that's coming up. And the last thing, which is the most important part, I would like to see a talk box effect, because for once, the Line 6 already has a microphone input, which I know a lot of people actually never use, except for one guy that I met in Florida one time that was singing and has his backing track going into it, and then the microphone was going through it. That's the only time, and that's the only person I know that actually uses that mic input. So I think it would be a good option to actually have a vocoder or a talk box or some sort of vocal effect going there, so I can have more fun. That would be great, Line 6, if you're listening. And that's all my rant. If you have any, I'm not saying I am affiliated with Line 6 anyway, but it will be fun to see what you guys want to see in the new Line 6 updates. And I know it's going to come real soon, but let me know in the comment section. Once again, my name is Dabi. I'm a guitar player, sound engineer, and everything in between. If you're not subscribed to this channel, consider subscribing. I do a lot of talking and a lot of gear showcase and gear sound samples and gear advice on this channel. So if that's your thing, if you roll that way, let me know in the comment section. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.